Welcome to the latest Lorbeck Luxury Cars Friday Drive. My name is Scott Newman and today our guest is this fantastic 992 Series 2021 Porsche 911 Carrera S. On the face of it, the 992 generation was, in true Porsche style, an evolution of its predecessor. But digging into the details on this car was quite a big step forward. The first owner ticked plenty more boxes too, with adaptive cruise control, adaptive sport seats plus with Porsche crests, double stitching and the electric sunroof, just to name a few. But it was on the inside where the 992 really took a big step forward, incorporating the latest technology but in a very Porsche way. For example, 2 digital screens were added to the instruments, but they flanked the traditional central analog rev counter, a beautiful melding of modern and traditional. Finished in agate grey with a black leather interior, this car is perfectly suited to a new car buyer, having just over 11,000 kilometres on the clock and still being under the factory Porsche warranty until July 2026. The adoption of the wider body shell, previously reserved for all-wheel drive 911s, gives the 992 a much more impressive stance, especially when fitted with the rarely chosen and expensive optional staggered RS Spider rims, 20s at the front and 21s at the rear. But this is a Porsche 911, and 911s are all about driving. So let's get to it. It's actually quite difficult to talk about driving a 992 Carrera S without sounding like you're either making things up or on the Porsche payroll. This is an outstanding motor car in virtually every respect. And again, the advantage of having a motoring journalism background is you can go and check these things to make sure I'm just not saying that. I went on the Australian launch of this car back in 2019 and gave it 5 stars out of 5. And later that year, it was a unanimous victor at Motor Performance Car of the Year, at which I was a judge. And that's a hard event. Performance testing, track testing, a lot of kilometres on a wide variety of roads. And the Carrera S just soaked it all up without breaking a sweat. Give you a couple of examples. This is just a regular Carrera S, right? It's not a turbo, it's not a GT motorsport car, yet it hit 100 k's an hour in 3.5 seconds, lapped the Ben Motorsport Park 3 seconds quicker than anything else, and yet I've got heated seats and smartphone mirroring and a great stereo and plenty of leather. It is just remarkable. When the Carrera S switched from a naturally aspirated engine to a twin turbo one, you did lose a bit of sound and some revs. But what you got in return is so much performance, and with the sport exhaust switched on, you still get a pretty good soundtrack. This is not a particularly flashy car, especially in the subtle agate grey, but that's a real part of its appeal. You can just go about your business without attracting undue attention, yet safe in the knowledge that no matter the driving scenario, you have basically the perfect tool for the job. Don't forget that thanks to the back seats, the kids can come along too. Put simply, this is not only all the car you could ever need, it could be all the car you ever want too. If you're in the market for a new Porsche 911 with a great spec, but want to drive it home today, give the team a call. I'm Scott Newman and you've been watching Lorbeck Luxury Cars Friday Drive.